to the Making a Change Group's Community Report every Thursday at 10 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and CMPRadio.net's platform. Making a Change Group is dedicated to empowering youth, strengthening families, and serving as a community connector for the city of Chester and Delaware County. Thank you for tuning in.
Awesome. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome, Matt's family. This is Michelle Jackson, and we are here for our weekly broadcast so we can get our community on board with everything that we know about in Chester and just pass it on to you guys. We also want to give an opportunity for everyone to be able to, chime in and share their interaction with all of the questions and comments that we know you're going to want to ask today. So let's get right into our announcements. We know we've got a wonderful event, the amazing MAC Level Up Festival that's coming up on July 31st. Come out. We're going to have vendors. We're going to have athletic activities. We're going to have food and fun and education and just a great time for everybody to get together on the 31st at Making a Change Group Level Up Festival. We'll be at Chester Park, and we'll be there from 3 to 7. Not only will we have activities going all day, free food, we'll have a community kickball game happening at 6 o'clock p.m., and we want everybody to get involved. Just a fun way for adults, children, families to be able to get together and have a good time and create stronger relationships in our community. The second annual CHAP Water Festival is happening this Saturday, July 16th, down at Memorial Park, and that's going to happen from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Everybody come out and have an opportunity to play some fun water-focused games. And it's perfect because it's super hot outside, and it's going to be a great way for us to build greater relationships with each other. Everybody coming from all the neighborhoods, families, and children, adults, everybody come out, take a part in this activity. Let's Skate in the Park. That event is happening on July 30th from 11 to 1 at Chester Park. Skates are available, and they are first come, first served. So make sure you come out and be a part of that. That event is hosted by the City of Chester. John Kane is hosting a career readiness workshop, and that is Friday the 15th at J. Lewis Crozier Library. Definitely come out, everybody, to be a part of that. That's going to be from noon to 3. You're going to be able to get tips and tools and support in getting ready for your career. So make sure you get out to be a part of that event. Everyone, a lot of things that we hear, in the community is that jobs. Everybody wants jobs. They want to either get into the career field or level up their career. So make sure you take advantage of this opportunity to do so. Chester Chip Talent Show is happening tomorrow. That is sponsored by Hemi, and that is going to be over at the Boys and Girls Club. So make sure you come out to support Chester's young people as they showcase all of their talent. All right. So we got quite a few things going on this weekend. Make sure you check everyone's website. Go to the city's website, makingachangegroup.org, of course. Make sure you get there to find out about everything that's coming up, not just this weekend, but all through the week and the coming weekends towards the end of the month. So, because we definitely want every neighborhood represented in all of the events that we talked about this week. Everyone has an opportunity to come out and learn about what's happening with our Chester Upland School District. Our school district superintendent, Dr. Parkinson, has made himself available, and we have him on today. He's going to be on with the rest of our team to discuss the upcoming state of the district. That is going to be hosted this evening, and all of the community is invited out to ask questions, find out about what's going on with our school district. So welcome team, Richard and Gio and Dr. Parkinson.
Good morning.
Morning.
So let's just get right to it. Dr. Parkinson, a little bit about, what the district is, why you created it, and what can we expect to hear when we get together tonight.
All right. First, let me just say thank you so much for having me on this morning. It's truly a pleasure, and I'm greatly appreciative of this opportunity. The state of the district was something that myself and my cabinet came up with, the team, along with Receiver Nichols, to be transparent, to keep the community informed, and just let everybody know what we are doing in the school district. We want people to know it is an open door, that, this is a public service, a public entity. And as community members, you need to know everything that's taking place in regards to the educational process for your children in this district. So the state of the district will begin at 6:00 p.m. this evening. Will be held in the high school auditorium. So we're hoping that hundreds of people come out this evening. We're going to share some really, really exciting information with the community. So I want you to show up so you can hear and see all the great things that we have planned for the next few years. We'll lay out our game plan for the next 4 to 5 years for the district. We'll speak to some of the things that we did this past school year, some of the barriers we came across, some of the challenges that we've overcome, and some of the great victories and wins that we had this school year. So that's truly the main purpose of this. And this is hopefully something that we will have annually. Not hopefully, this is something I plan as long as I'm the superintendent in the school district, to have a state of the district meeting annually. The format will be for the audience. They'll come in because the meeting's going to be an hour and a half, and we have a lot to cover in an hour and a half. I'll be presenting, Receiver Nichols will be presenting, and then our 5 cabinet members will be presenting along with Coach Bell, who's our athletic director and activities director. So he's going to share some information about some of the upcoming sports that we're looking to introduce into the community, into the high school, as well as just the successes that we've had. So it's a lot to get in an hour and a half. So what we're going to do is provide all the audience members, as they arrive, we're going to ask them to sign in, give us their email address, information about them, if they're alumni of Chester Upland School District, and we're going to ask everyone to sign in. So then at that point, I'm going to ask everyone who may have a question to make sure they write their questions down on a 3x5 index card that they will be provided. And my plan is in the next 24 to 48 hours is to address all those questions, and the answers or the responses to each of those questions will be found on our district website for all to be. So it's not going to be much of an interactive meeting. It's going to be more of an information session where we share for about an hour and a half all the great things and that are taking place in the district, as well as some of the challenges that we are facing, but the game plan to address all those challenges. So again, this meeting is designed to be very transparent and share everything that's taking place. So again, I appreciate you having me on this morning.
That's awesome. It sounds, how many of these open door meetings. I know I've been at several meetings and our team has been involved with, hearing from the district. Can you explain what open door means to our our community member, our parents, and our residents here in Chester? What does that mean when you say it's an open door policy with this new administration?
Absolutely. The piece is this, and this is how I've always been in every career that I've had. And what I find in the way to be successful is to be interactive with the people who you serve. We are servants at the end of the day. My job is to serve this community, the children in particular, to ensure that our teachers have what they need to be successful. But at the same time, all of the stakeholders who feel as though they need to have a conversation with myself, the team, to address anything, anyone who's scheduled a meeting, with me, I've made arrangements to meet with them, to talk with them about what we're doing in the district. And that's pretty much what it is, that our door is open. If there's a chance or an opportunity for us to talk and to learn more, and that's how you usually learn, especially me being new to the community, it's been extremely important for me to have these meetings with individuals so I can learn more about the community, the needs of the community, and I can continue to serve the community at the level in which it deserves. So, and I've been the same way with the students. I've had several open door meetings with the students in the Chester Upland School District who have expressed, areas where they'd like to see things improve or things that they've enjoyed. One of our featured speakers this night, tonight will be Mikkel Martin, who's he just graduated from the STEM Academy, and he will be there to share some of his thoughts. But again, the connection that I developed and the relationship I developed with Mikkel was just from him coming in and having a conversation with me, one of my open door meetings. So that's really what it entails.
So in order to make, if and when, our neighbors and our friends hear this broadcast or they come to the meeting tonight, I know that they're going to get their questions answered and they'll have to go to the website to get that. But if they wanted to meet with you further, do they call your office? Is there a certain number that they need to call? How do they reach out to you in order to get a personal meeting if that's what they want? Yeah,
that usually is done through my assistant, or send me an email directly. And, of course, I will then forward that to my assistant, who will, obviously support me in keeping my calendar in order. But, we would definitely find time to make that happen. And usually if it's a question or if they want to speak to me about something that's focused on academics, I would have our chief academic officer, Dr. Sutton, with me. If it's something that's focusing on a business item, Ms. Mosley, who's in charge of business, would be available. So, again, if there's something that needs to be addressed, the team would come together and make sure the right people are there to answer any questions for them.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. So Richard, Gio, you guys may have some questions.
So we clear, Doc. You said the session tonight is more of an information session, whereas though you just going to get the information out, and it's no set time for give and take tonight.
No, sir. Yes, tonight is strictly an information session where we are just going to share for an hour and a half all the things that are taking place in the school district. I modeled this a little bit, from the State of the Union. We all get to watch, the president, he will give his address on, the state of the district is healthy, and I want to be able to say that we are healthy and we're trending in a healthier direction. And we will share all the things that we're doing to make this happen. And at the conclusion of the meeting tonight, obviously, if there are any questions that are developed or arise from what was shared, that's when, you simply send me an email, put your comment on a note card, and we'll plan to follow up. But it's really more to be informative. Again, as part of my goal to be transparent and open with the community, this is an opportunity for myself and the team that is made up of the cabinet to share all the things that are taking place in their various departments. So it's all information tonight.
Doug, if I can ask, what's something the most exciting that I know we might be giving a little bit of tidbit away, but something that you're most excited about as you and your staff collectively come together? What's something you were so excited about at moving forward with the educational process and even sports? What's something you can share with us today?
Yeah, I'll tell you what I'm extremely excited about is the opportunity to engage with the community. That's something that I'm truly passionate about, because I do feel like it's a it's a team effort. You hear the cliche, it takes a village, you know, and it's never been so, that statement has never been so true or more appropriate than a community such as Chester. Like, it takes all of us. And that's why we all got to band together. We got to find a way to, you know, as adults, get past any differences that may exist. You know, the lives of these children depend on our relationships. And I truly believe that. And as I've entered into this community, it's been my goal to develop strong and healthy relationships with each member, because if the relationship isn't where it needs to be, then our children are going to suffer ultimately. And at the end of the day, if we are truly people who love children and care about children and all the things that we say as a community, then all those things that we need to do, which is strengthening these relationships that we have, you know, from, you know, all the various parts of the town and the community, those are the things that we'll focus on, because the lives of our you know, of the children truly depend on that. So I'm excited about engaging in the community tonight and meeting them. And you know, I'm an athletic person. I love athletics. One of the things I'm looking to bring at some point is a golf team to the district, you know, and get some things in order. So there are a lot of things that we're looking to talk about and discuss, but I'm really excited about meeting the people tonight. That's really what I'm excited about.
That's awesome. I think definitely engaging with and giving a safe space for community to come in and hear this information, share this information, be transparent, and even ask questions. That definitely builds strong relationships. But I love what you said about golf, because I think that's the thing, as a case manager working with the parents, and Gio as an interventionist who's been able to have me meet with so many of the families. They say, well, we would like, the main thing is exposure. We want our kids to do something different. That's the key. Something different. And as I was young, I remember growing up in these neighborhoods thinking to myself, I'll never do that. That thing is corny or something like that. And, you know, I let other people control that part of me. I didn't let myself grow. And I'll never forget the first time I either went camping or bowling. I was like, I'm good at this. Yeah. I enjoy this. Speaking with the youth, they're asking those things. And it's as they grow, they're saying, I need more, because what's interesting, I just had a conversation with a young man. He says, I know I'm growing. I don't know what direction or where, but I know I am growing. And when someone's growing, exposure to new things is helpful. So, hey, we don't know. We might have the next Tiger Woods coming from Chester.
Listen, I tell you, there's a lot of hidden gems, a lot of talent in this community. And truly, it is our goal to help expose that. You know, one of the things as far as golf, I'm an avid golfer. I love the game. I've been playing golf for over 20 plus years. So there's a gentleman who I have a friend who's actually volunteered. He owns a golf club. It's a place where I play, to allow me to bring, you know, up to 20 students in this community down, where we'll give them clubs, we'll teach them the game. And, you know, my goal is to start with some primary grade level students. And, you know, by the time they get to high school, we'll have a full blown Chester High golf team.
Wow.
So
that's amazing.
Yeah, that's some things like that. And
I think too, going back to the student, there's a student out there who's saying, man, I wish we would have had golf or something. There's someone out there asking for, like, wishing, but having this platform where people can ask questions, and maybe, you know, students in the future can, you know, have something going on where they can say, hey, Doc, we wish we could have a little bit of this, or I think that'd be awesome. But I think it all starts with today's session.
Today's meeting. So,
like, I appreciate the fact that, because I met you several times now, but I appreciate the fact that you thinking out the box in the way of creating different opportunities for our kids. You feel me? I think that's the most important, creating and maximizing the most opportunities, positive opportunities. So even because, like, how we never even had a golf, you know what I mean? We never had that out here. So just even trying to implement things like that lets me know that you in the business of creating different spaces for them to grow and thrive. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that you came on this morning, giving it to us. I think I'm gonna slide up tonight too, man. I'm gonna slide up and
I'm gonna be looking for you tonight. You know that now. You just said it. I'll be looking out for you.
I'm gonna slide up and check you out. Definitely. Okay. I want to hear what you got going on. I like the way you think and the way, I mean, you're going about operating. So I want to come and see what you got going on. Definitely.
All right, and bring a couple friends with you, please. Bring a few folk.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try. You know,
okay.
We'll see how it go. But I definitely, you know what I mean, slide though.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah, because I think that's the most important thing, and that's what we're doing. We're trying to create opportunities, and it's like what you were speaking to about our community. the size we are, it's easy for us to really get involved. Now, I mean, it's not really spread out over a vast space and hundreds of thousands of people. It's only 33,000 people. So we can really engage each other real quick by setting up events like you doing. Now I'm saying community events where we can come out and hear what's going on. So I appreciate that, Doc.
No, and I appreciate it. And you know, to what was being said, you know, as we talk about exposure and the different things, I really believe that's what it's about, providing our students and our children in this community different opportunities. One of the things that we're working on is we're trying to get our students to travel abroad. You know, we're trying to sponsor some trips. And I know one of the things I've said to people, Chester, prior to my arrival, I did my homework and research. Chester has always been a great community. You know, somewhere along the way, I think we've just been derailed, you know, from some of the things that we've done in the past. Like they had some great programs and a goal. And tonight you'll hear some of the things that we want to talk about, how we can resurrect and bring things back. And that's really what you're going to hear a lot of focusing on this meeting tonight, the great things that Chester has already had. It's just a matter of just helping them find their way back home. So, but I appreciate each and every one of you. And this platform this morning is so important. And anytime that you all have space for me to be here, I will make that happen as well. But I want to find more outlets and avenues to engage in the community, and to have received this call for this opportunity. It was a blessing, and it was just right on time. So please make sure everyone comes out tonight, 6:00 p.m., Chester High School auditorium. And it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a really good time.
Absolutely.
Dr. Parkinson, before you go, can you talk a little bit about the Mars summer program? Because I think that's I know we're participating as vendors and hosting a couple classes, but I think it's a resource that the community isn't aware of and would be really beneficial to a lot of our young people.
Yeah, and you know, what I would like to know also, as you speak to that, what are ways we could find to engage more students and more parents into this program? Because you're right, it is an amazing program. It's, you know, there are plenty of extending learning opportunities for our students. It's a way to keep, I always say, you know, iron sharpens iron. And I think over the summer sometimes when our students are just left to sit dormant and not, you know, working their brain, it's a muscle. You got to continue to keep your brain and actively engaged. So a lot of the opportunities that our students receive during Mars, although there is some academic work and some learning, there's some phenomenal field trips that our students take. You know, they're participating in arts and crafts and different things. So I believe personally as an educator, in order to continue to keep our minds growing and stimulating and sharp, you want to keep your children engaged over the summer. So the Mars program offers a plethora of opportunities to do so. But I feel as though obviously I'm just coming up on my first year to be officially a year for me being a superintendent on July 16th. So I'm still looking to identify ways to engage the parents, the students, to get them to sign up for these opportunities. The numbers aren't bad, but I can assure you that we would like to have had more students participate in our Mars summer program.
I think that is, Doc, I would say I think that's amazing, because we having a platform like this to speak about these things. And I think me and Gio can attest to this. We're City of Chester. If you're listening, engagement is everything. So being engaged, being exposed, like we have to make our first steps, being out there and attending this event tonight and being engaged. I think that for me, one of the things I love with working with the community is that I'm slowly getting to see the same people at every event. Mm-hmm. And I'm starting to recognize names, see the children come out. And I think that's what we really would love to keep growing here. The more we do that level of engagement in many areas, whether it's education, even to a fun day, we start growing together. That's right. We definitely start growing together. That's right. So guys, come out tonight, support, have an open mind. Maybe prepare some questions. And I think above all, patience, right? Let's be patient and let's grow this thing together. Doctor, it was awesome having you aboard. Thank you for your time.
Appreciate you. I do. Gio, I'm gonna see you tonight. I'll be looking out for you, brother.
Definitely gonna slide up.
Okay.
I'll be right back, brother. I'm gonna walk my guests out. I'll be right back.
All right. So I guess that'll lead me to it. What's happening, everybody? How is everybody? It's your main man. What I wanted to get into today, I was going to get into. That's why I brought up opportunities. See, what I wanted to get into today was about respecting opportunities, and right now, the city we got a big opportunity right now. We got a big opportunity to show the world like who we are and what we are.
Yeah.
It's incumbent upon us to be on our best behavior. It's incumbent upon us as elders and old heads to make sure that, like, if you see something going crazy, man, you got to step in. You got to say something. It's a lot of eyes on Chester right now, and it's a lot of opportunity behind those eyes. We've been waiting for these eyes to be on us down here like this, and it's a lot of people that's working to benefit from this. So, like, we can't squander these type of opportunities like that. We got a whole movie production situation in Chester right now. Know what I'm saying? That's just big for us. So we need the world to see us in our best light. We need to be out here acting how we supposed to be acting, and we need to be enforcing that with our youngins, with our kids. Know what I'm saying? Being extra vigilant about that so that we don't squander this. We want more people to come in. See, when they're done, they're going to speak to their experience that they had in Chester. They're going to speak about the people that they engage with in Chester. So we need them to have the best possible picture of who we are and what we represent. So, like, that's what I mean by respect and opportunity. So that's what I really just wanted to give today, that people to understand that this is something that don't come around for us every day. The light. We've been waiting for the light. There's so many stars out here that just the light wasn't reflecting off. It's out here right now. So we got to make sure that they looking and they seeing the best possible version of us.
Absolutely. You know, I think being part of these events, being part of these engagements, we become part of the narrative versus letting false narrative develop. And I think that's what strengthens this community. The more we engage, the more we're transparent, the more we create safe spots like this for our youth and for ourselves. We grow as a village. Small but mighty. You know, we come together, man. When we come, it's amazing to see when Chester comes together. Jill, when we did that peace walk, man, I was blown away.
Right.
I was blown away. But you know what enticed me, what made me want to do more is when I was walking with you, Capri, and as we walked down, man, I was blown away by how many people knew you guys, right, and then knew somebody else before you know it, that thing grew. And I think symbolically, that's what I can't wait to see happen here. We are continuing to grow as an army in a sense, you know, as a people. We continue to grow and support each other, and I think that's such a great message for the youth we're working with, right? So being together as a team, being part of that narrative, don't create false narratives, getting real information, participate so that you can say I was part of that, you know. And let's make history. Let's make change. But yeah, man, I thought that was pretty amazing to have those spaces. We need more of them. We definitely need more spaces that we can converse, ask questions, and more importantly, create a plan that's official, document that we can move forward with, you know? So I think that's really, really important, because otherwise we just talking, right? So, you know, that's my spin on things, man. But I really enjoy what the brother had to say. I definitely am feeling what you're saying, G, on you know.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, we have to be informed. I mean, first we have to be engaged. In order to be informed, you have to be engaged. If you're not engaged, you're not even going to receive the information to be informed. So first and foremost comes engagement. You have to be involved. When you're involved, you're going to be informed. When you're informed, now you can formulate a plan. Once you formulate that plan, you can put that plan to action. Like, it goes in steps like that. You can't just jump stages. Like, that's just how it goes. So first and foremost is engagement. This is why we call for engagement. Come out to the events. Come out and see what's going on. Come out and engage with everybody around you. get the energy and the vibe of the community.
Right.
To receive the information at these spots. And while you receive that information at these spots, you can come together with like minds and formulate a plan. Then
Jill, you know what? You just said something. It was amazing there. And I kind of wanted to speak really briefly on this. And matter of fact, shout out to you. You bought me this participant. I had a short discussion with a participant. And just so people know, it was a young man. But just to give just a tad bit of the mental thought process of this young one. This is a young one. He said to me, and I respect this. He said, I hear what you're saying, but to me, it's just talk. And I'm like, okay, this is love right here, because he's telling me what he's telling me is, I hear what you're saying, but I've heard stuff like this before. Now get ready for an interview. This young man interviewed me, and what I learned about that, and what I respected is that, man, the youth out here, they're cognitive, but they're looking for something specific. They're listening because they experience failure in certain areas and disappointment. So they're going to question. And I thought that was beautiful for me. We had a beautiful time where I can have that conversation and grow right there with that person. That person asked questions, and I'm like, wow, that's the youth in our community. He's asking adult questions.
Yeah.
He's no, you know what I mean? There's no sucker out here. And I was like, wow, I was blown away. And we had an amazing conversation. And through that conversation, that young man told me what he expected from me. And here's the kicker, Jill. He said, I'm gonna hold you to it.
No
and
doubt.
I was, that's what I'm talking about. And that's the conversations from a young person. I love that. And I was like, please let me know. Let's build a plan. Hold me accountable. And have that. Let's create that space where we can talk. That's what I love, man. And I look forward to that for more of the community and having those conversations, because we do need to engage each other. We need to hold each other accountable. But man, having that conversation, we built something there. I can't wait. I can't wait to work with the young man. I definitely can. Yeah. So I look forward to more of that.
Absolutely.
What I'm hearing from both of you, and what I heard from Dr. Parkinson is so true, is we have these opportunities, you know, within the school district, within these social events that we have going on, these learning events, all of these, you know, community events. It is about engagement. There's an opportunity to learn every single time that we get together. And especially with this event that's happening tonight, the state of the district, that's where we get an opportunity to get the word straight from the horse's mouth, as our old heads tell us, you know, instead of hearing it from somebody else, which has been the past in our community for a lot of years. You know, you may not have had these transparent opportunities, you know, getting together, engaging, and then hearing for ourselves, because our community is brilliant. We have brilliant people in our community that have thoughts and opinions and minds and want to hear, you know, from themselves so they can make their own decisions. It's not up to anybody else to make decisions for us except us. So these are perfect opportunities for us to get the information, not just in this education, but in our community events environment, you know, being able to, you know, meet with people in person, different organizations, and from different different parts of our community, government, you know, community services and things like that, where we can get out and ask our own questions and, you know, get our own information, because everybody's situation is different too. You know, the questions that I'm going to put on my comment card tonight is that I want to answer from the school district may be different from yours, Gio, from yours, Richard, from, you know, my sister that has a child, and my brother that has 3 children, or, you know, my cousin that has, you know, children that are going into the workforce through Chester Upland right now, and those that are just coming in. So we have to get in place to hear so we can understand it for ourselves, be able to share good information to other, you know, people in our community, and then ask the questions that we need personal answers for, because at this point it's just personal for us. You know, we want change. We want to see specific things happen, and we all have different experiences. So it's what Gio said, it behooves us to, you know, come out and engage each other.
You know, I think
Yeah.
another piece of the data there is not only do I hear and see, but I get to feel, right? I get to feel the energy here. I get to feel my crowd. I get to feel, you know, this whole event.
Yeah.
And that's another part. That's what's important about being engaged in these things, you know, is solidifying all those areas. There was a sister I know, she used to say, I hear you, I see you, and I feel you. And I now understand as I've done this work for so long, that's another part, right? But you can only do that. You can only get that data, that part of the data, by being there, you know, and being at any of these events.
Yes. See,
Yeah.
the reason why the reason why I enjoy working with Gvon so much is because I feel like it's the best way to get the information, because what it is we do and what it is I do specifically is I'm engaging people in their space on their terms. Now I'm saying how they want to give it to me. Now I'm saying, see, people want to engage how they want to engage, and you have to meet them there. You feel me? Where they're comfortable. Like certain spaces is uncomfortable for people to engage, so we have to meet them where they're comfortable, so that we can hear their thoughts, so that we can literally hear their complaints, their fears, their demands. Like, that's why I feel like a lot goes unanswered and unchecked, because we're not asking the right questions at the right time in the right spaces. You feel me? We're talking, we're talking in a more open space, and a lot of the kids aren't comfortable with that. They're not comfortable with engaging like that. So that's why I enjoy this, because we operate more on a one-to-one basis and down in their level, whereas though they feel free to go ahead and express what it is they need to say.
Yo, Jill, you know, 100% on that. Once again, going back to that young man you bought me, I was able not only to see this individual unpeel on his time, right? Layers. But by the time he started kind of questioning me so he could feel comfortable and he can say, look, you the real deal. By the end of that conversation, my brother was teaching me about stocks and bonds. I'm like, let me get my young man, let me get my notepad. Then I'll be right back. And that was the beauty of that. The young individuals we work with in Gvon, it has to be on their time, on their place. Raw, it's got to be raw information, raw experience. But inside, it's so unique when they let you into the world. What this young person knows, I was blown away. I literally had to get my notepad. We went from talking about stocks and bonds to, you know, how to promote this and that. I was blown away. So many more gems out there in our youth. There's so much more talent out there. But Jill, I had to give you that shout out, because hearing that and having that experience, a young man, that filled my cup that day, and I'm ready for the next young person I meet in my life.
It's a give and take. It's a give and take relationship. What we give to them, they in return give us something back. That's the only way for your thinking to stay relevant, is by being engaged with the youth. If you only engage with old people, you have old thinking. That's not relevant to today. So we get the perspective of a youth back from them. They get the wisdom of game from us. So it's a reciprocal relationship. Now I'm saying that people don't look at it like that they're learning from a kid, because that's how I learned about NFTs.
Absolutely.
From one of the youngins. They put me on the NFT game.
Let's start, Jill, because he was teaching me about that.
I didn't really know too much about it. So one of them put me on. That's keeping me relevant to today. While in turn, I can get them the game and the skills to grow for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? That they gonna need while they traversing through the things that I've already been through. So I can walk them through that, and they can walk me through this. And the only way to understand that is by engaging with them. To understand what it is they know, what it is they can give you in addition to what you can give them. It's not always about what you're going to give them. They also going to give you something back to help you grow.
Absolutely. We have to remember that, just as community, community partners, as adults, and as, activists for our children and speakers for our young people, we have to remember that for ourselves, that we're getting something back from them, a deposit from them, we have to guard that with the people that we bring them in contact with too. So we have to make sure that everybody that we're bringing to them sees that same vision, that they respect our young people, not as a dumping ground, but that they're going to receive something good back from them. I feel like that's our responsibility as educators, as education liaisons to the community. We have to make sure, we screen that we're very clear with the people that we're bringing to our community, that you're not just coming here to give something. We have lots to offer. We have everything to offer that everywhere else in the world has to offer. We can't just allow people to come in to our community and just say whatever they want to say, give us whatever they want to give us. We have to make sure that everything that we're bringing in is relevant, and necessary, and going to be a benefit. We can't just, I just feel like that we have a huge job, a huge responsibility in that, especially as community organizers and community organizations that have, access to our young people. We have to be careful. We have to know who's doing what, who's saying what they're bringing to the table, so that it matches with what, what our young people are bringing to the table, what our community is bringing to the table, and it makes sense. It can't be everybody. It can't be everything.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I think we've said a lot. I definitely I want to interrupt you guys, give me any closing thoughts you have. I'm listening to what we're talking about today. I'm hearing what you guys are saying, and it's just making me very thoughtful about, not just what we're going to hear tonight, but what we need to remain open to going forward. We've heard a lot of bad information, or, we haven't maybe not have gotten it as directly from the source as we are going to have an opportunity with the school district tonight. I think we have to take an opportunity, take advantage of that. I'm sitting here listening to the conversation and what you guys are saying about, what our young people are bringing to us. And it just makes me really, really thoughtful and careful. It makes me look at what our responsibility, what we have to offer, just very carefully. So, I'm real curious to hear you guys' closing thoughts on today.
I think if I can just, my part will be for everyone to remember this is a process, but let's do this process accurately. Let's engage. Let's be patient. Let's do it in a safe space, knowing that we can grow. Let's hold each other accountable in positive ways, right? But the biggest thing is this is for our young ones. As Gio said, that young man bridged. I had a great connection. There was a generational gap there. He was giving me tons of information. But Gio said something that I did not think I was going to hit, that I didn't connect, which is that young man made me feel young again. He allowed me to be part of his world. And that took work to get there. He did not just open the door to me. If I could say anything, that's us as parents. That's us as leaders in our community. We have to work into our young one's heart. It's not going to just give it to us. And it's going to take work, but we are also accountable. Once we're there, we got to continue working with those young ones in that positive manner.
Yeah, you want to close this out?
Yeah, I'll just go back to, it takes engagement first. Like, you got to be engaged to get the information. And once you get the information, it's upon you and it's upon us to put that information into some sort of plan and activate and move in steps like that. It's about formulation of a plan and activating and sticking to the plan. But also realizing that the plan can be fluid, man, because sometimes you got to change tracks. Sometimes what you got ain't working. And you got to be willing to say it's not working and let's try something else. So, like, and the only way to do that is to be informed and to have the information. And the only way that the children, the only way that our children is really going to begin to listen is because they see with their eyes that you're engaged. They see with their eyes what you're doing. They can hear it, they can see it, and they can touch it. That's the only way they gonna follow anything. So all that, everybody just talking and they need to see it. I mean, they need to see it. So, and the only way for them to see it is for us to be engaged. That's the only way for them to see that we really working, that we really putting forth the effort, we really applying what needs to be applied to have change happen. You know what I'm saying? So the only way somebody gonna be a part of that is if they see it happening. And I mean, shit, we can go with that. And the end of that, man, it's your main man, Gio, man. This was the community report, making a change group, man. We gonna get back with y'all when we get back with y'all next week, next Thursday, same time. We appreciate y'all for checking in. Keep checking in, keep checking the website, keep being engaged, keep coming out to these events, keep coming and get the information. You never know what you're going to hear. There's something that's going to spark for you, that's going to help you further your situation. So remain engaged, and y'all be blessed.